many times have you mixed up how many inches are in a foot or how many feet are in a mile? I'm gonna guess a bunch of times. Americans like to use measurements like feet and inches or pounds and ounces, but our method is out of date. We need to update to the International System of Units, or better known as the metric system. The National Institute of Standard and Technology in 2002 states, the United States is now the only industrialized country in the world that does not use the metric system as its predominant system of measurement. Now, we may not use measurements in our everyday lives, but they still pop up quite frequently from day to day. Converting to the metric system can bring about a lot of simplicity. It is already present in our everyday society in America, and we're already into the process of converting more than people think. Now, the United States measurement system is way too complicated. The metric system can bring about a lot of simplicity. Ka and Daniel in 1996 say, we can easily understand the SI system and it is easily convertible. The SI system, or the metric system, has 7 basic units of measure, while the United States customary system, USCS, has more than 50 basic units of measure. Knowing 7 basic units would be so much easier than having to know more than 50. Weighing ourselves in kilograms would be so much easier than weighing ourselves in pounds and ounces. We have to know stuff like 16 ounces equals 1 pound, but in the metric system, everything is done by the decimal system. So you know things like there are 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram. You don't have to know that there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Or better yet, we wouldn't have to know things like 0.621 inches in 1 kilometer. Ringley in 2011 says, we need to have a common language of measurement to communicate. We don't need to have crazy conversions like 0.6214 inches in 1 kilometer. By doing that, we'd have to rely on conversion tables. Common units of measurement can make things run so much more smoothly. Some companies have started using the metric system to help trade with other countries. The metric system is sitting quietly and behind the scenes by being used in our industries. Marciano in 2014 says, US is metric, or at least more metric than most of us realize. We have metric cars now, and all of our wine and spirits are measured in milliliters. If the industry is using the metric system, why hasn't our country started using the metric system? US needs to catch up with its industries. The National Institute of Standard and Technology in 2002 says, most Americans think our involvement in the metric system is new. But the US has been increasing its use in the metric system for many years now. The US has started the converting process to the metric system for years. It's a big part of our society now. It's used all over the place, not just in the industries. You can find the metric system being used in athletics or being used in a high school science class or a college science class. In cross country, athletes run a 5K, or in track, athletes run a 100-meter dash. In science class, when you're in chemistry, you measure in grams, you don't measure in pounds. The metric system is slipping into our society, into our everyday lives, and pushing out this process of converting. The steps to converting the United States over to the metric system is already happening. The US needs to get ready to embrace the metric system fully. Study participants say in the National Institute of Standard Technology in 2002 that converting is in the best interest of the nation. People think it is time. We are already in the process. We just need to convert already. We need to change over to the metric system. The US needs to make the change. The US needs to catch up with the rest of the world, join them in the metric system. As I start to wrap up, I hope you realize the difference it can make in our lives if the US switches over to the metric system. The metric system is so simple and it's more common in the US than we realize. And we're already in the process of changing. We just need to speed up that process and get it done. Next time you think, how many miles do I need to run to prepare for my 5K? Or how hot is it in my next international vacation destination? By having the US be in the metric system, this would not be necessary. You wouldn't have to worry about accidentally running 6 miles instead of 3.1, or accidentally preparing for the summer weather instead of cold weather if you convert something wrong.